Welcome to the Private Practice Startup, where we inspire you from startup to mastery. We chat with entrepreneurs, experts in the mental health and business arenas, and successful private practitioners to give you the tools needed to make your dream practice a reality. Visit theprivatepracticestartup.com for awesome resources, free trainings, and so much more. Here are your hosts, Dr. Kate Campbell and Katie Lemieux.
Hey there, everybody. Welcome back. It's Kate and Katie from the Private Practice Startup, and we are super excited to have our guest, Trena Little, and she's going to be talking to us today about 3 things you need to do to start a YouTube channel from scratch. So we are super excited about this topic, but of course, before we dive in, we just wanted to remind you of the awesome, I'm getting chills as I say this, podcast we had last week with Faith Carlson. It was really, still feeling chills. It was really extremely inspiring. And she shared her story about how she went from homeless and a single mom to having a full private practice. So still chills. We are really excited to share that with you. Kate and I were completely touched. Yes, if you do watch the video, boohoo tears on that one from us, but it was just really inspiring. We were extremely enthralled, and Faith is an amazing speaker. Her words are just so inspiring. She's inspiring. She's her name. So you guys will definitely want to check that out for sure. Before we also get started too, is we want to make sure if you are a return listener, if you're a loyal listener and part of Startup Nation family, thank you and welcome back. And if you are brand new here, we want to welcome you with open arms, and we would love to give you a gift to really help you grow your private practice. And that is our A to Z cheat sheet, the essentials for building and growing your dream practice. And you could find that on our website, privatepracticestartup.com. Head over to the resources tab and download the A to Z cheat sheet. It is stock full of resources, hashtag ninja tips. I know that's probably a new word to you right now. And with that comes 5 days of practice building emails. We really want you to nail your private practice dreams, and we're here to support you along the way. So let's talk about Trena. So as a YouTube strategist, Trena helps small business owners develop a YouTube strategy that allows them to drive more leads to their business by creating the right videos. Being a busy business owner herself, she understands the importance of making videos simple and painless, but effective and lasting. Her YouTube videos are her sales team, and they do the heavy lifting for free. I love that. Welcome.
Nice. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, we were just chatting a little bit before we jumped on here. I have 2 small kids, so I need somebody to help me do a little bit of the sales because I can't be doing it all the time, chasing a 2 and a 4-year-old around.
Totally. And I really love that. And it's interesting. Kate and we actually just filmed a promo video this past week for our business. And, Kate and I love to reminisce about how it was when we first started out doing video. So it wasn't all that great. And, we poke fun at Kate a little bit more. I was a little more animated.
I was a robot.
It's so awful. We went on this journey one day to find the initial video that we had done, and we found it on our old business page. So we actually have that. We should probably share that with Private Practice Startup.
Oh, you just want to mortify me in front of everyone.
No, I sucked too because it was very credential based and business and professional, but we're here to talk about how you help people really shine through YouTube.
And I think that's normal. When I started as well, I leave those videos up. I was either way over animated, so it was super cringy, or too professional, which was oh my gosh, loosen up, be you more. So I think it's normal that that's how you start.
Yeah, there's an evolution. So what is your business or businesses?
Yeah, so I am a YouTube strategist, and my primary business is creating YouTube strategies for business owners. I kind of have a service-based side and also a course platform side. And on the service side, it's basically an all-in-one service where I tell them what videos basically to shoot, map out their YouTube strategy for them. They shoot it, send that raw footage to me, and then I do everything else. Edit it, upload it, optimize it, and really just watch the YouTube stuff to make sure we're doing it right. And then on the course side, I have a program that teaches you how to DIY it yourself, because we all don't have the money to outsource it, but you can DIY it if you can clearly understand the steps. You can start fitting it into your schedule, because I know we are all busy, and sometimes taking a new platform, especially video, can seem quite overwhelming and stressful. So my goal in that course is to break it down in kind of bite-sized chunks, So you're taking little steps every single week to get your YouTube channel up and driving leads to your business.
Awesome. And I know we recently purchased your course because we were moving towards, really creating an optimized YouTube channel. And from the stuff that you've sent already, it's like super fun. You're super energetic and totally worth it. We haven't really dove into it yet, so I can't share too much more. But yeah, so how did you get started?
Yeah, so I was a business major in college, and then I was fortunate enough to get a great job working in the government right out of college. And the program that I got into was their internship program. And with that, you were able to grow every single year. You got basically a promotion every single year, and they had a student program, so they would pay for you to go back to college. And so I went and I got my master's degree in business, but what I was realizing was I didn't really like what I did. And I had always enjoyed kind of video editing since my husband and I, we were able to travel because we live in kind of a low cost area, but had great paying jobs. So we got to travel, and I took videos of everything and kind of documented everything. And so I didn't even realize what YouTube was until about 2014 when I was pregnant with my daughter. And I started looking at videos like what's going to happen, what am I going through, what to expect in month 5, 6. And I started following some other, I guess they were mom vloggers actually at the time. And what I realized was I was connecting to these people that I hadn't ever known before, and I was ready and willing to buy anything that they recommended. I happened to find one girl. She was like 1 month ahead of me. So I instantly felt connected. I never met her. I still had, to this day, not met her. But I felt this instant connection, and I started making connections in the comments of her videos with other women going through the same thing. And so that's when my business brain kind of clicked with that creative video side. And so that's kind of how I just started doing videos. I wanted to share my journey, not only with the girls I was meeting in the comments, but also as kind of documenting my pregnancy too. And then when she came, my daughter came, like documenting that. And I started doing different things on YouTube and testing different things. And people would ask me, how'd you do this? How'd you do that? And it just kind of spiraled from there to the point where I convinced my husband that I could actually start a business and not get a consistent paycheck every single week. And that's how it unraveled.
And was he like, yes, go for it? Or was he like, eek?
It was a lot of, no, I can do this. I can do this. Like, at the time, we were, you get fed that. We still see it, like, make $100,000 by following this program. And so I had fed into some of that for a little bit. So I was like, don't worry, I'll make back my income in like 6 months if I just do this. Didn't happen that fast. But at least he was supportive, and we're good now.
I love your journey and how that really inspired your path, and you could really follow your passion here. Talk to us a little bit about some of the benefits of using YouTube as a platform to market your business.
Yeah, so I mean, the biggest one is it's the second largest search engine in the world, plus Google owns it, and Google really values video. So a lot of the times when you search on Google, videos are going to pop up to the top, and it's YouTube videos because that's Google's video platform. And also, if you embed that video into a blog post on your website, you could have your YouTube video and your blog post to your website on the same front page. So it's like 2 hits on one page of Google. So that was such a huge benefit. And then second, you can connect with people so much quicker on video. Like I said, the girl that I connected with that I have never met yet, I still watch her to this day, and it's been 5 years. I still watch her and still feel like I need to catch up with her and see what she's doing, how her daughter's doing, just because video gives that instant connection, and it really helps you kind of qualify your leads before you even start working with them, because they're going to get to see who you are, they're going to get to see your style, and they're going to be able to weed themselves out as whether they want to work with you, buy from you, by watching you. So they're really qualified leads by the time they get to your funnel.
I love that you say that, and it's kind of like, yeah, duh, of course, because, Kate and I love to talk about branding and niche and really like allowing your authenticity to shine. And you're right, like people are going to connect with you. And most often those are probably the people that you are also going to like, not always, but most often, right? If you're funny and silly and humorous, then you'll find people that, can withstand that or are funny themselves. Or, if you're really calm, cool, collective or artsy, is that you'll also find those people. So I love the idea that you say video helps people qualify themselves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because obviously everybody isn't for everybody. So they're going to be able to get to see you. And if you aren't their cup of tea, that's fine. It probably wouldn't have worked out in that relationship anyways, because they probably weren't your cup of tea and it just wouldn't have been a good working relationship. So video, like I said, really gets to weed out those people to help you find those qualified, like grade A+ people to work with.
Nice. For therapists who are just getting started with YouTube and just dabbling in this, give us some tips on the best ways to get started.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so YouTube kind of has like a 3-prong strategy when it comes to videos that I like to think about. And those 3 types are discoverable videos, community videos, and sales videos. And this just kind of helps you cover all the ground. And so when you're just getting started out on YouTube, a lot of your content is going to be that discoverable content because people don't know who you are yet. And so that discoverable content kind of casts that net out into the YouTube ocean to bring in your fish to you. So discoverable videos would be things that people are searching for. So what are those pain points, those common asked questions, those myths that a lot of your audience is searching for on YouTube? And really what people are trying to figure out at that beginning stage is if they like your style, they like your content, and if you are able to help them. I really like to walk people through like those first videos that you should be doing on YouTube should really focus on providing value. What are steps or tips or advice that you can provide to them in that video? So at the end of the video, they think, wow, I can take action on this right now and potentially see a change. And so just getting started, just think about helping people. A lot of times we get wrapped up in having everything perfect and equipment and background, but people are on YouTube really to get help somewhere. They're searching in a question, or they have a pain point. And so if you can just provide them value, it's really going to help you build kind of your authority and that audience on YouTube.
And in the background, if you're just on the podcast and you can't see the video, is Trena has a quote that says, "Perfect is not done." Yeah, I love that because it's true and it'll evolve. I mean, business evolves constantly, and you'll get better equipment and better lighting and all that stuff. But really, it's really about putting your ass on the line and getting started, right? Like, just do it. And, we always just want to encourage anyone who is thinking about video, just start off, and then in the later years, you can poke fun at yourself and how silly you used to look. It just gets started because people are needing what you have to offer. And if you're not letting them know that you exist, they don't know that. And video is such a great way to do that.
Yeah, what's great with YouTube is once you put content up, once you put video back, YouTube gives you such amazing data, however you want to say it, to really figure out how to make your content better. Like, you could spend hours and days and months thinking that you're making this perfect video, and then you put it on YouTube and it absolutely falls flat. You just wasted all that time. And so by creating content and putting it on YouTube, you get to see, did your thumbnail and your title actually get people to click on it? Did your content keep people watching to the end? Like, YouTube gives you that data to really, really help you structure your content and how your audience wants it.
I didn't know that about YouTube. So it's kind of like Google Analytics. Like, it's YouTube Analytics, basically.
Yep. There's a whole lot of YouTube analytics. And I'd say that is my biggest mistake. My first probably 1 or 2 years on YouTube is I ignored analytics, and I kicked myself in the butt for ignoring it because it's such great information. And I'm not a numbers person, so I stayed away from it. But now where I'm at in my business, like right now, this week is a monthly report week for clients. So I have over 15 reports to do. So I am in analytics from sun up to sundown, creating these reports the next 3 days. And if I would have told myself like 4 years ago, you'd be spending an entire day in analytics, I would have said you were crazy. But now I can see the value and the benefits of understanding how to use that data and make better content and reach more people.
And I love that you say that, because that is another point that we really like to drive home, is the testing and measure. It's like so important. And, I'm surprised, actually, we have someone who does Facebook ads for us. And so they run many lookalikes and stuff like that. And, of course, it's great when someone else is doing it, because they're looking at, what ads are running better at a lower cost and things like that. And, we just got one of the reports, and I was like surprised, like, oh, that's interesting that one is the one that people are really enjoying. But, you might think you're putting out something great, but if you're not looking at the data, like you're saying, it's like a huge missing, and it's a way to miss your audience. And, we just launched an e-course. And again, like looking at the different emails that were open, like one of these emails was open 50%, and I was like, oh, okay, so we should talk more about that. So then it just really helps you to figure out which way to go and really what your audience wants, and keeps them engaged.
Yeah. One of my mentors, he always brings up a case study that he had, that he was studying a client's analytics, and every time they said the word module, audience retention left. Like people left every time he said that one word. And so all he did was change the word, I forget, to like lesson or something, and audience retention stayed steady. So it was just That's one amazing. Word that he would say, and people are like, nope, I'm out, I'm done. And you can see that from your content. You wouldn't know that if you didn't just post it to find out.
Yeah, and I guess like module sounds boring. Yeah. So before we go any further, let's just take a quick break for our sponsor. Knowing you need legal, ethical, and competent paperwork is overwhelming, time-consuming, and let's face it, expensive. We're clinicians, not lawyers. We put in 100+ hours of work scouring through the laws and ethics, and paid thousands of dollars in expensive attorney's fees so you don't have to. Save yourself time, money, and headaches.
We're Kate and Katie from the Private Practice Startup, and we invite you to experience the quality of our paperwork with our HIPAA form as our gift to you. Go to privatepracticestartup.com, head over to our resources tab, and download the free HIPAA form today. You can also shop our a la carte and paperwork options under the paperwork tab. Enjoy!
If you're in private practice, you wear a lot of hats. And some of those hats are totally great, but some, like filing taxes and running payroll, for example, not so great. That's where Gusto comes in. They make payroll, taxes, and HR actually easy for small businesses like your private practice. Fast, simple payroll processing and benefits, and expert HR support all in one place. Gusto automatically pays and files your federal, state, and local taxes so you don't have to worry about it. Plus, they make it easy for you to add on health benefits and even 401ks for you and your team. Let them wear one of your many hats. You have so many better things to do with your time. Listeners get 3 months free when they run their first payroll. Try a demo and see for yourself at gusto.com/PPS. That's gusto.com/PPS.
So tell us more about what people can do to get started on YouTube. What else do they need?
Yeah. So like I said, the very first thing is just start. Again, you're going to get all that great data once you do. I also like to make a plan. I suggest people make a plan, not only a content plan, but also a schedule plan. I always like to think of that quote, fail to plan, plan to fail. And so you're going to get the best results from YouTube if you can be consistent. And consistency means maybe once a week, maybe committing to once every other week, but some kind of consistency will really go a long way on YouTube. So plan out. Maybe week 1 of the month is you're researching video ideas and scripting your videos. Week 2 maybe is when you're filming those videos. I really like to utilize the time that I have my hair and makeup done and no children in the house and just time a quiet house to film, because I understand a lot of people may not be doing their hair every single day, because I'm not. And so really utilizing that time and batching content. So shooting maybe 4 videos in one day. So now you have content done for the month because you only need 1 video a week. And then maybe the 3rd week is editing your videos. And then the 4th week is getting them all uploaded and scheduled on YouTube. So by the time week 1 comes around, your content is done. And now you're starting that process over. So just starting to look at your calendar and see where you could fit in a couple hours every single week to focus on this. Because what's a bonus about these YouTube videos is you can now take this video, upload it to Facebook, upload it to IGTV. Now that IGTV lets us upload horizontal and not just vertical videos, so now you can upload it to IGTV. You can take a clip and post it on your feed. You now have a blog post. You now have newsletter content because you send a newsletter talking about why they need to watch this video and what's really valuable in it. And so just really thinking that through and having that process in place is really your first place to start. And then it's just thinking through your strategy. One of the key metrics on YouTube that we have seen channels significantly skyrocket is it's called the end screen. And so you may see when you get to the end of the video, there's kind of this little box that pops up that looks like a video, and you can click on that to another video. And why this is really important is because if you're getting somebody to the end of your video, they must like something that you're talking about, or they must like you. So let's capitalize that and get them to another piece of your content. Because we all know in business, it's going to take people around 7 to 10 touches before they trust us enough to take that next step with us. And so what we have noticed is when people can get their viewer to click on an end screen and you can get that end screen click-through rate up, YouTube serves more of your content to more people. So they're putting you in front of more people. If you can prove to YouTube, hey, if we put video A in front of people, they're 20% likely to watch another video. And if they watch video B and they're 20% likely to watch video C, your content's going to get out to more of the right people. And so knowing that, it's a way to think about your video strategy. Like, if somebody's going to watch video A, logically, what's going to make sense for them to watch video B? Think about that customer journey. It's kind of like everywhere in our business, like on our website. And so thinking about what maybe 4 videos could I create that stand alone pretty strongly, but also make sense to watch back to back in a Netflix style binge, because you're going to make YouTube want to put your content out there, because YouTube's like, hey, this channel is getting people to watch not 1 video, but 4 back to back. Let's serve out more of their content.
And so kind of like doing like part 1, part 2, part 3 or whatever, or doing this as we talk about this?
Not necessarily parts, because each video should stand alone on its own. So, for example, if you teach how to create workflows, like onboarding workflows, video 1 may be how to set up your onboarding workflow. Video 2 may be the best tools to use to create your onboarding workflow. Video 3 may be the biggest mistakes I see in most onboarding workflows. Video 4 may be how to incorporate your workflow into your schedule, something like that. So each one in its own is discoverable. But if they watch video A and they say, oh, now she's going to talk about these tools that maybe she mentioned in video A, I've got to watch that one now too. And then they watch video B and they're like, oh, now she's going to talk about mistakes that she normally sees. I got to see what mistakes she's like talking about so that I don't do that. And so it gets a little bit deeper into that strategy part, but really just thinking about maybe themes. I know some people talk about content pillars for the month. So maybe 1 month you're talking about one topic and breaking it into 4 different areas that you can talk about.
Awesome.
Yeah, I love your ideas around this and focusing on really having a plan, having a strategy, looking at the data, letting that inform you. And also I hear that it's a lot of fun, like just having fun with it and creating these. I know when Katie and I create the videos, we have so much fun with them, and it's almost like it doesn't even feel like work. The work part, in my opinion, is like all the stuff you got to do on the back end. So having someone like yourself to help people to really take care of a lot of that as well is a great resource.
Yeah, and it just takes doing it a little bit. I had a client, we've now been working together for almost 2 years. And in the beginning, it was really painful and dreadful for her to do it. And now she's like excited and ready to see like what's our video strategy for this month. And she's ready to shoot the content. And she has a brand new baby and she's still finding time to like shoot videos because she's like, I love doing these videos. Like I want to do them. I got to get on camera to get these out. And so once you do it, it's going to be hard at the beginning. It's going to be like pulling teeth, but you've got to do it a few times to kind of, oil the gears and get it going. And then you get to a point where you're like, okay, this is doable. I'm liking this.
What do you recommend for people who are maybe nervous to get out on video and afraid of how they're going to look or be perceived?
Yeah. So, I mean, a lot of people, I can go one of 2 ways. They like in their house by themselves, nobody around, where they can be a little more themselves. That's how I like to do it. I don't like my husband being here when I shoot video, even though I've been doing this for 5 years. And then some people actually feel more loose and more themselves when they have someone in the room with them. So maybe they put their friend or their neighbor that they're good friends with on the other side of the camera, literally in their room, so they feel like they're talking to them, and so that can loosen them up. But ideally, you just want to think about that person that you're serving on the other end of the camera, somebody who's going to be watching your content. And we all got into business for different reasons, but most of the time we wanted to help somebody with something. And so think about who you're helping, what content you're going to be sharing to help them. And so ideally, if you could think about somebody on the other end, it tends to help you get just a little bit, looser. And the more you do it, it does get easier. It's kind of like a bike. You're not just going to jump on a bike and cruise down like the biggest hill in your neighborhood. You're going to bump your knee, maybe bruise your wrist, but you just get back on the bike and it will get easier.
Mm-hmm. One of the things that I like to remind myself, I'm comfortable with video, but for anyone who might be struggling, is if you think about all the different people on TV, whether it's like someone's like getting interviewed on the news, like that's off the cusp, and you wouldn't probably sit there and be like, oh my God, they are so awful on video, is when you're just kind of like natural and all the reality show, like people don't have training to quote unquote be on video, right? Mm-hmm. Like, so you can do it. And it's funny. I like how you give the suggestion of having someone on the other side. I remember when, early on I was shooting video and we were doing like a show, and I was doing the show called The Couple's Corner. And like literally we're talking to this black camera that's just standing in the room looking at the red dot, and it's weird, right? And you also have to really perceive that you are talking to someone on the other side, because really you're just talking to an inanimate object, and there's no emotion there. So I like the idea of, if you're comfortable, is having that person on the other side. I know when we just shot our promo video with our friend and colleague Ernesto, he was like, talk to me, and he would ask us the questions. And so it just kind of created this more fun, dynamic conversation.
Yeah. And the camera will suck out some of your energy. So you do have to turn the knob up on yourself just a little bit. I know I talked earlier on how I was too over animated when I got started. So you kind of have to find that healthy medium of being just a little bit more than you normally would, because video will suck out your energy. And you don't want to be boring, because people will be like, I can't watch this. But another great exercise is to go on YouTube, and if there's somebody you watch on YouTube, or find a channel that maybe has a couple million or a couple 100,000 subscribers, and go to their oldest videos, because they are all starting somewhere. Like Marie Forleo and Amy Porterfields of the world. If you go back to their YouTube and you watch their first videos, they didn't start where they are now on like a film studio or a video studio. They got started on their couch in their kitchen. And so you have to realize a lot of the times we're comparing our step 1 to somebody else's step 8 or 9. And so accept that, those first videos are probably going to be a little crappy, but everybody's first videos are going to be a little crappy. Totally.
Any final thoughts on just getting started with video that you want to share?
I just ripped the Band-Aid off. So we get so wrapped up in perfectionism, and everybody has it. We find so many excuses when it comes to that. I need the perfect mic. I need the perfect camera. I need to lose a couple pounds. I need to go get my hair dyed. But really, your audience is going to connect with you and the value that you have. And it doesn't matter whether you're shooting on your phone or you're shooting on a DSLR camera. As long as you have value that's going to help your audience, they're going to connect to you.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. And what do you want our audience to take away from your message today? What's most important?
Oh, man, just get started. Just do it. Like we talked about all that data you can get, and you won't be able to really figure out how to craft your strategy and tweak your messaging in your video until you get that video up and see such amazing data that really helps you know what path to take.
Cool. And you know what, as we were talking and you were talking about getting started and things like that, as a treat on the show notes page, we are going to include our blooper reel. So all of those awful videos that you made as mistakes, save those, because you can actually make a blooper reel. So we're going to include that on the show notes page. So if you want to see Kate and I's mess ups and all that good stuff, we're stockpiling a whole bunch more, but this was blooper reel that we created.
We definitely have a huge stockpile of ones to add, but it's pretty funny. Yeah. And you can kind of see the evolution with like all the mix-ups and everything like that. Let's go ahead and take a quick moment for our Startup Nation superhero shout out for today's episode. This is from April Bless. She says, Kate and Katie are powerhouses in the field, and this podcast is just another way that they are so great. Excellent information and very inspiring. Thank you so much, April, for sharing that with us. And we hope that we are continuing to inspire you along your journey. And I just wanted to acknowledge, I'm so excited because we have been podcasting now for a few years, and we just passed our 200,000 downloads. Yay! So I just want to acknowledge that because it's really exciting, and we couldn't do what we're doing without you guys. And we love when we hear when we get random emails from you guys letting us know what you're enjoying about the podcast, what topics really stand out to you, and what topics that you really want to hear, because we're creating this content for you guys. So to see those downloads and knowing that we're reaching so many people and inspiring you guys is what keeps us inspired to keep going. So thank you.
Okay, that's not the only thing to celebrate. We are literally 2 days away from our 3rd year anniversary of podcasting. So we released 6/6 of 2016. 6/6 of 2016. Too many sixes. So we are also about to celebrate our 3rd year. So again, I ditto what Kate has said. So Trena, we want to thank you for being here with us today. And just kind of in summary, so you say determine your value proposition, get started, make a plan, rip the Band-Aid off, like just jump in and do it. We also know that you have a giveaway or a way for people to contact you. What is that?
Yeah, so I have a roadmap. It walks through kind of 10 steps to really get started. It goes a little more in detail. So if you want to grab that at trenalittle.com/roadmap, that will definitely help you get started as well.
Nice.
Awesome. Yep. And so for next week, we want to make sure that you guys join us. So Kate and I had an amazing time at the Not So Typical Psychotherapist Summit in California, Anaheim, and we got to meet Sherry Shaki Pope, and she will be joining us next week as we talk about a topic that was requested by you guys, which is 5 private practice pitfalls and how to fix them. So make sure you join us next time. We'll catch you later, Startup Nation. Thanks for always allowing us to inspire you from startup to mastery. Have an amazing day.
Thanks for joining us on The Private Practice Startup. Visit theprivatepracticestartup.com for awesome resources, free trainings, attorney-approved private practice paperwork, and so much more.